Hundreds of years ago, sometime between 400 and 600 AD, the Polynesians rowed their dugout canoes across the open sea to discover a small uninhabited paradise, an island with lush forests and palm trees as far as the eye could see. Known as Rapa Nui to the early settlers, we know it better as Easter Island. Let's take a trip. Easter Island is one of the world's most mysterious and remote islands in the South Pacific. Covering roughly 165 square kilometers or 64 square miles, it was formed by a great number of lava emissions from its volcanoes. The island with its gentle rolling hills is contrasted by a rugged rocky coastline with caves, craters, and beaches, and often hidden by coastal fog. Coastal fog! Easter Island officially belongs to Chile and is located over Easter Island officially belongs to Chile and is located over 3,000 kilometers or more than 2,000 miles from Chile's west coast and further the same distance south of Tahiti. The name Easter Island was given by the Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen, who discovered the island on April 5th, 1722, on Easter Sunday. When he arrived, the land on the island was nearly barren, and the giant palm trees almost gone. You see, many of the trees had been cut down to make room for agriculture. Others had been burnt for fire. Some experts believe that hurricanes and other severe weather conditions added to the destruction of the plants and trees. And let's not forget the rats. Up to 3 million of them. Exactly how the rats got on the island is not known for sure. It's thought that they arrived as stowaways in the first canoes of the Polynesian colonists. Once the rats arrived, they started reproducing at an enormous rate, and with almost an endless supply of nutritious palm roots and nuts to eat, the trees died. So did other species of forest plants, land and seabirds. An ecological collapse, kind of like what's going on now with planet Earth, wouldn't you say? Now, the people of the island had plenty to eat. I mean, they had fish from the sea, sweet potatoes from the earth, and they also were eating those rats. Barbecue! Stoke up the barbecue, baby! We're having rat! But if everyone was eating enough, why did the population decline? Once in the thousands, it dwindled down to just over 100 people by 1877. Well, the thought there is that depopulation possibly resulted from a civil war. And there was some cannibalism going on, too. Maybe they just ate themselves. Oy, oy, oy. Also, a major slave raid from Peru, followed by epidemics of smallpox, and let's not discount sexually transmitted diseases after the Europeans came visiting. Today, the numbers are back into the thousands again. So that's a good thing. Now, of course, the biggest attraction and mystery on Easter Island are those magnificent giant heads dotted along the hillside. These heads, or Moai Statues as they are called, were carved from compressed volcanic ash. You know, there's 887 of them. On average, they're 4 meters or over 13 feet tall and weigh in at a whopping 14 tons. Experts suggest that the statues were a representation of the Polynesian people's ancestors and built to honor them. The Moai statues face away from the sea and towards the villages by way of watching over the people. Then there's the myth of the ancient alien theorists. Their argument suggests that early humans were far too primitive to have conceived the idea of building these stone monuments themselves and could never have carved them with the technology that existed at the time. So they must have had help from aliens who visited Earth in ancient times. You know, Easter Island is one of the many things on my bucket list, but for now, the best I can do is make a Bruce original, an Easter Island cocktail. You're gonna like it. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this cocktail is that There's a lot of ingredients in it, and I hope somebody makes it out there because it's really, really delicious. I've got some frozen mango and some frozen pineapple, and we'll just throw that in our blender first here. Yeah. No ice because the mango and the pineapple is our ice, frozen solid. Next thing we want to do is grab some booze. We got 1 ounce of rum, white rum. We've got a ½ ounce of Galliano. Oh yeah. ½ ounce of bananas, banana liqueur. And ½ ounce of amaretto. This is a great tropical drink, I'll tell you. Now it's time for our juice. I've got 1 ounce of orange juice. I've got 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. Oh yeah. 1 ounce of our homemade FALERNUM syrup. And if you want to make your own, check out my video on how to do that. It's awesome. 1 ounce. Coconut cream. We've got, this is great. We want 6 teaspoons. That's 1 ounce. Five and 6. Sweet. And finally, a 1/4 ounce of fresh lime. That's about right. Yeah. Okay. Slap a lid on. Slap a lid on. I'm always slapping lids. Okay, pop a lid on here, and we're gonna blend high speed till it's nice and frothy, creamy, and wonderful. Here we go. Blending. That looks about done. That is gonna be perfect. Grab a little 10-ounce glass. Actually, it's more like a 12-ounce glass here. Just pour it in. Oh, look how creamy. Wonderful. Oh, sweet. Yeah. And garnish with some fresh mango, fresh pineapple, and a little cherry. And gotta have a little umbrella for the cocktail. A couple little straws, and why not give it some height now with some pineapple. Oh, beautiful, look at this. Oh, I don't need to go to Easter Island. I got Easter Island right here. That is absolutely creamy delicious. You gotta make one. Please make one. A lot of effort went into this. Isn't that a thing of beauty, isn't it? Easter Island. How do I describe the flavor? It's sweet. I'm getting the banana for sure, and the rum is coming through real nice. The amaretto and the FALERNUM syrup are mixing so well together. And you know how much I like Galliano. It's a thing of beauty. Make an Easter Island cocktail and take a trip. Oh, the stories those heads could tell if they could talk, eh? Hey, how's your diarrhea? Maybe you should. Sorry. I'm on Patreon now. Yeah, for just a few dollars a month, you get access to things that nobody else sees. You get bloopers, you get podcasts, newsletters, and sneak peeks. You get a whole whack of stuff that you're gonna love. So become one of my booze hounds and help support the show. This stuff gets expensive, and every little bit goes back into the show. Thanks in advance. Hey, that's enough. Save some for me. This is an absolutely wonderfully creamy, delightful cocktail, and you gotta make one. I know there's a lot of ingredients in there, but somebody out there, make one. Hit the subscribe button, check the other videos out, and while you're at it, check out me on Patreon. We're a going concern. Cheers.